jokes, and we used to shit on each other and just have a great old time. This was before we even called ourselves Bay Root Productions, or even called ourselves a group or a crew or whatever. We'd just hang out together. Hanging out consisted of me cutting everybody's hair and watching Yo MTV Raps. And if we can get our hands on some 40s, that was a good afternoon. It was at that time, it was just me and Jay, Bay Root Productions. We actually started out writing rhymes, which he's pretty good at, and I'm not so. But we were called the Free Agents, and and Damon had produced some of our beats.
We met Worcester High School, Reno, Nevada. Basically just on the same page. We listened to music. We knew we wanted to. We were all trying to DJ. We were all mixing. It was like it's like Beat Street. Beat Street was a perfect example. You know what I'm saying?
Instantly, we hopped into the game because Jay came over and brought the Sonic ASR 10.
You know, I was fortunate enough to have a grandma that, you know, had a little bit of money, you know, after my grandfather passed. So, you know, to ask her for a loan for $1,000, I mean, that was a big thing. It was a really big thing, and very, very hard to do. But yeah, I didn't even think she was going to say yeah, but she did.
We decided to get into the music, moved up to Seattle. While we were up there, we met this cat, just this guy who just always had beats, always had tapes and beats, and would always bring his equipment over to our apartment. Well, we lived in the same building, so he'd come down to our room. I think he was up in 804, we were down in 606. And he would come down with, you know, he had like this Dr. Rhythm thing. And he had some beats on there. He would play some beats for us. We'd play some of the nasty shit we were making on the ASR 10, and then we would just vibe.
It wasn't until Seattle, Washington, where I met Ray Dub. Attending the Art Institute of Seattle, we were all going to school studying sound design, engineering, mixing, music business. I met them in the dorm, and we clicked instantly because we liked the same music. We made the same music. We were all broke. We had dreams. We shared the same dreams.
That's when the beat sessions began. Those
sessions were pretty deep, and they consisted of long nights in the studio, making beats till the early hours of the morning. A lot of weed smoking. Throughout the months, as we got things rolling, we decided to bring on a few other cats.
I mean, frankly speaking, I think I was probably technically the worst out of everybody, but I wasn't really interested in being, you know, head chef there, so to speak. You know, I really didn't want to get involved in that. I kind of wanted to. What I loved about it was I had the stability with everybody else to be like, okay, you could be the crazy guy, you know, and that role was accepted, and I really, like, I cherished that role as like the wild card. Like, you may get, you know, you may get some involvement here with the beat making that everybody's doing, but it's going to be on a wild card basis.
You know, I started out in the film business, and there was a lot of bullshit that I saw that I didn't like, and to me, I was wasting my time. And with Bay Root, it gives me an avenue to where all my energy goes into that, and I'm not wasting my time. There is no filter, there's no bullshit.
When I went to Seattle in 2001, and I got a chance to stay, at a house at the time when a majority of the members of Beirut were all staying in the same house. And this is before I even thought about making music. I just liked hip-hop music because my brother liked it, and I just like hip-hop music because a lot of my friends liked it. I was part of something that I didn't really know I was a part of yet.
It just kept getting bigger and bigger and stronger.
Once we had our core people in place, everything was pretty much done on a daily basis inside of the studio. We lived in different apartments, different houses.
Shit, man, I think we were making like no money, and we were like fucking living in a Haitian boathouse style apartment situation with fucking 6 dudes in a 2-bedroom apartment, and never had more fun in my life.
And then plus obviously the equipment. There's the keyboard, the ASR-10 was always sitting there on. Somebody either had a sticker on it saying don't touch it, or somebody was sitting there touching it, one or the other. Something was always jumping off.
Yeah, man, the ASR-10, that's a badass tool right there. Love it. We listened to a lot of Wu-Tang Clan, and we listened to a lot of Cypress Hill. And the production that was coming out of those camps was phenomenal. We wanted to have that sound. So in order to get that sound, you had to get what they were using. So the RZA was using the ASR-10.
I had the Wu CD, and I think it was Bring the Ruckus. There's a break beat in there, and I could catch a little piece of it. I was able to figure out how to sample, and I got that one break and started going with that. And I had a couple stock strings on the ASR, and just kind of messing around, put some strings over it, and somehow got them all playing together at the time, because I really didn't know too much about sequencing. Anybody else who heard it might, think that was a ridiculous beat, like in the negative sense. I thought that was the greatest shit ever.